Donald Trump has called global warming a hoax caused by the Chinese. Do you agree that global warming is a hoax?
I do not, Senator.
So Donald Trump is wrong.
I do not believe that climate change is a hoax.
Congress grilling Donald Trump's pick for the EPA today, Scott Pruitt. He is considered to be one of the more controversial nominees as Oklahoma's Attorney General. He actually sued the EPA 13 times. Joining me now to discuss, Nicholas Loris and Ed Pozzoli. Ed, let me ask you. This is an interesting one in the sense that they're trying to box they're trying to box Pruitt in with respect to global warming. By the same token, saying, hey, you don't even think the EPA should exist, and the president doesn't think global warming is real. Why should you run this agency?
Yeah, you know, but here's the real issue. Under President Obama, over 500 regulations a year were put in place by the EPA. That's over 4,000, Charles, 4,000 regulations placed on business in violation of the Constitution and the EPA's statutory authority. I mean, don't take my word for it. Take, Harvard law professor Lawrence Tribe, who's an old Obama mentor, who said that this was a serious executive overreach, and he had serious constitutional concerns with the action of the EPA under Obama.
You know, of course, Nicholas, it's the interpretation from the Supreme Court with the Clean Air Act that, I guess, made the EPA the ultimate weapon. And to Ed's point, Barack Obama wielded it. He didn't leave any stone unturned or any puddle unpunished.
That's right, and the silver lining of the fact that he's done all of this unilaterally is that it can be undone unilaterally. And the fact is, this agency has threatened private property rights, driven up costs for American families and businesses, and really for no meaningful environmental benefit. It's an agency that's run rogue and has put a lot of unnecessary burdensome regulations on the states, and it's driven up costs for these people. So Scott Pruitt is the one to rein this in and really reverse course to empower the states to be the leaders of environmental regulation and protection.
By the way, speaking of running rogue, I want to take a look at the encounter that Pruitt had with Senator Sanders.
You're in a state which is seeing a record-breaking number of earthquakes. You're the Attorney General. Obviously, you have stood up and said you will do everything you can to stop future earthquakes as a result of fracking.
Senator, I've acknowledged that I'm concerned about
You acknowledge that you are concerned. Your state's having a record-breaking number of earthquakes. You acknowledge you are concerned. If that's the kind of EPA administrator you will be, you're not going to get my vote.
All right, so Ed, you've got the earthquake situation in Oklahoma. Today it was announced that for the third year in a row, the record global warming in the world, some are saying it's fake news if you look deep into the metrics. But in the court of public opinion, that whole public relations thing, which this fiasco looks like, did the Democrats lay a glove on Pruitt today?
I don't think so. I don't think so, Charles. I mean, look, if we're counting on Bernie Sanders' vote for this nominee, then we need to look elsewhere, right? I mean, but here's the narrative. The narrative: we want regulation, but it has to be reasonable regulation. It can't be 4,000 new regulations placed on states and businesses, because in the end, it's those people who Bernie Sanders pretends to want to protect who end up paying for it.
Yeah. And Nicholas, real quick to you, I mean, the clean coal stuff that put these, forced utilities to put coal companies out of business, ranchers, puddles, air pollutants, particles, and they did a job on American factories, didn't they?
They did, and again, for no meaningful environmental benefit, even by the EPA's own admission, the agency's Clean Power Plan and the New Source Performance Standards, these global warming regulations would drive up energy costs, disproportionately hurting low-income families, and they would only mitigate global temperatures a few tenths of a degree Celsius by the turn of the century. So we're paying a lot for these regulations, and we're not getting anything for it.
It was really punitive stuff, and by the way, CO2 is down because of the miracle of fracking and natural gas. Gentlemen, thank you both very much.